We're now streaming worldwide on RadioOnFire.com and the Radio on Fire app. Giving you more talk, more news, and more music. It's Radio on Fire.
Welcome back to the Diamond K Show. Of course, here on RadioOnFire.com, the DiamondKShow.com. Now, Senate Republicans have unveiled their coronavirus relief plan. It's a little bit different. 70% wage replacement in unemployment insurance. So some big changes. They unveiled major parts of their plan. Now, this measure includes this 70% wage replacement. Now, what does that mean? They are replacing the $600 weekly enhancement that folks got last time. The plan also includes another round of stimulus checks, $1,200, and a $500 payment for dependents of any age. Mitch McConnell let loose this plan. Here's what we know about the Republican plan thus far. It would set an enhanced federal unemployment insurance at 70% of a worker's previous wages. So the $600 per week money that you were getting, which stopped this week, that's gone in this GOP bill. The GOP would set the benefit at the sum of $200 per week on top of what you normally would receive from the states through September. So in October, the 70% replacement would take effect up to a maximum of $500 per week. Also, direct payments of $1,200 and $2,400 to individuals and couples respectively, pretty much along the same qualification lines as the checks that were received back in March. Payments started to phase out at an average of $75,000 in income per person, and individuals or couples making an average of $99,000 did not receive one. As I said, an additional $500 per dependent of any age. So Republicans feel like people should go back to work, regardless of the condition that things are in. And what caused them to not go to work? It's not because people wanted to go AWOL, wanted to stay home. It's not safe to go to work in many places. So that's why they're home. That's why we need this. So Republicans are acting like people don't want to go to work, and they're getting paid to stay home. They're getting paid this money. The unemployment is coming. Here's the biggest critique that they have. Well, some places are calling people to come back and they don't want to come back because they're getting so much money. No, that's not why. They don't want to come back because it's not safe yet. It's not safe because your president, the GOP president, and his team does not want to make it safe. The negligence in the handling of the coronavirus is why we're in this situation in the first place. So until they get the pandemic under heel, things are going to be like this. Let's continue with some more points from this GOP coronavirus relief plan. Legislation would shield businesses, doctors, and schools from lawsuits, except for cases of gross negligence or willful misconduct. So if you get coronavirus at a business, doctor, or school, they're saying you can't sue unless it was gross negligence or they intentionally infected people. I mean, I would say that some of these GOP politicians are exhibiting gross negligence and willful misconduct. The president is somebody who's exhibiting this behavior. But I digress. Let's continue. So it would set aside $190 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program loans. The bill would allow small businesses with fewer than 300 employees that have seen revenue fall by more than 50% to apply for a second round of aid. Of course, GOP friends and their businesses, you know they're gonna be good with this. It would also authorize $100 billion for loans to seasonal businesses and companies in low income that their revenue reduction was more than 50%. So really protecting businesses here. The focus is the economy, not necessarily the citizens. The bill also provides $105 billion to help schools reopen in the fall. Roughly $30 billion of that amount would go to colleges, according to Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Chairman Lamar Alexander of Tennessee. Most of the money would go to schools physically reopening to help them with the costs associated with safely restarting. So the Republican National Convention, that can't take place, right? Because of safety concerns over COVID. But your kids can go back to school. That's what Republicans say. It's not safe for the politicians, but safe for your kids. Just go ahead and send them. So it also includes $16 billion to help states boost COVID-19 testing capacity. So here's a question that I have. The president, when it comes to fighting the coronavirus, the president says it's the governor's business. You handle it. He's not responsible. But then he wants to send federal troops into places that don't want him. So when it comes to protecting the people from a pandemic, he washes his hands of it. It's up to the states. But then he violates the states' rights when it's convenient for him as it relates to the election, because this posturing is for the election. Clearly. Let's go on a couple more things. The plan includes 100% deductibility of business meals. It also includes several tax credits. You know that was coming, including enhanced employee retention credit and a credit for expenses like upgrades to workplaces and testing that help businesses operate safely. So Mitch McConnell, of course, of Kentucky, said that they're scrambling. This was supposed to come last week. The interesting thing about this is they have an August recess, right? They just had one earlier this month. Now they have another one coming up. So they're going to try to rush this bill down. I don't know if it's going to pass or not. But Nancy Pelosi definitely is going to have something to say about this. And she said, if Republicans care about working families, this won't take long. Time is running out. Congress cannot go home without an agreement, Pelosi said, of course, referring to that August recess. McConnell is outlining the plan, and he urges Democrats to come to an agreement quickly. Here's what they do. They frequently put a lot of stuff in the fine print. People don't read the whole thing. It's not totally clear. And then they want to rush. Hurry, sign it. And then it's like some craziness in there. The pandemic is not finished. It's still going on. And it's still going to continue. And for them to act like they're doing us a favor with taxpayer money is maddening, right? They are so quick to give the big companies breaks, but the regular American people, they want to act like they're spending their money. They're spending our money. Our money. So as I said, GOP wanted to release this pandemic aid plan last week, but they were struggling to even agree on it. COVID-19 cases rising, death rising around this country. I don't know if this is going to be it. The Republican proposal, as far as the unemployment benefits, is just, it's unworkable. It's not what needs to be in here. That's the most important thing, right? You also have to come up with a national strategy. Like, this is a national bill. We need a national strategy to combat this. The biggest issue is that we're having states do different things. We're one country. This is a nationwide problem. It's a worldwide problem. But as we are tackling it, it's a nationwide problem. It's not a statewide problem. And all of the places that said, oh, that's over there, that's not over here, you know, we can't be worrying about how New York is or how Maryland is or how California is. Now y'all thing is all messed up, right? Because the country's connected. You can't isolate it in one place and then act like no pandemic is going on in another place, expect it not to spread everywhere. So Republicans and Democrats at odds over how to best lift this economy. Healthcare systems definitely damaged by this outbreak that America has failed to contain, and it is still not contained. As of today, the U.S. has reported more than 4.2 million COVID-19 cases, and we are approaching 148,000 deaths. We're approaching that. This disease is truly a pandemic. U.S. has an unemployment rate above 11%. And things are not looking good. Things are not looking good. Many states have had to pause or roll back restart plans in response to the spikes in this COVID-19 pandemic. Congress has already approved more than $2.5 trillion in spending this year to fight this health and economic crisis. Is this going to be enough? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, TikTok, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire. Of course, you can search us anywhere you get your podcasts. Just type The Diamond K Show in the search bar. Also subscribe to youtube.com/DJ Diamond K. I will see you guys tomorrow, 7 p.m. RadioOnFire.com.